Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League Spike Magazine Trophy Week number 5. We're at the halfway point of regular play here in the Spike Magazine Trophy. It's the second game of our doubleheader this evening. It's going to be very similar to the first game with some few very important differences. Tonight, it's going to be Stairway to Nuffle versus Nevva, El Nubarino versus Chime, Underworld versus Orcs. Let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at these two teams. We're in Division A for this game. In first place, Dead Fred's Real American Heroes, a Dark Elf team. 3-1-0 is their record. Dethroning Nick Satan's Cenozoic Park, a Lizardman team. They're in second place, very closely behind with a record of 3-0-1. And not far behind them are S Beavers Dead Poets, an undead team. 2-3-0 is their record. Stairway to Nuffle and Nevva up tonight, the number 4 and the number 5 teams respectively. Each team looking for a win to stay at the upper portion of the standings while these weeks continue, while the competition continues, so they don't get left too far behind. Remember, the top 2 teams of each division will be advancing to the top 4 after week number 9. And in Division B, in first place, Eric's Alphitus Australis, a Wood Elf team. 3-1-0 is their record, followed very closely behind by Doug the Minotaurs, White Skull Windbreakers, an Orc team, also 3-1-0. And in third place, Venger's Mr. Yucca Nurgle team, 2-1-1 is their record. The home team tonight is going to be Stairway to Nuffle, an Underworld Denizens team, coming in a TV of 965,000 gold. Has a full 16-player roster. You can have no more players than 16 on a Blood Bowl team, but 3 will be missing tonight's game with injuries. The number 16 Snotling, the number 1 Rat Ogre, and the number 5 Skaven Clan Rat Communication Breakdown will not be participating tonight. Big loss in the Rat Ogre. We'll talk about what that means in just a second. 1 Apothecary, 3 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. They are going to be up against Chimes, Nevva, an Orc team, coming in at 1,485,000 gold in team value. That's going to mean 520k in petty cash. Going back to the Underworld team tonight, a 12-player roster. Nobody's missing tonight's game on this roster. The big guy is the Troll. 4 blockers, 4 blitzers, 2 linemen, and of course a Gobbo. 1 apothecary, 1 cheerleader, 1 assistant coach, 4 dedicated fans, and 3 rerolls. How are these two teams going to play tonight? We saw a matchup earlier this evening between Underworld and Dwarves. This is going to be a very similar matchup. We have the Underworld team. The big guy is different. Instead of the Troll, we have the Rat Ogre, but the Rat Ogre is out this week. This is a big loss for Stairway to Nuffle. They're not going to have the strength that they need. This Frenzy player with Mighty Blow, with Claw, and with Strength 5, this would have been a hugely significant player in tonight's matchup. Not going to have him tonight. He also is out a Snotling. Snotlings are only 15k. This is even a leveled Snotling with Pass. If he wants to keep with Catch. If he wants to keep that skilled Snotling, he won't fire him. But me, I'd fire any Snotling that leveled up. How dare you? First of all, you're a Snotling. How dare you get better at your job? And secondly, they're only 15k. I think he might want to start with 6, but that'll be up to him. El Nubarino, a great coach. He's been coaching this team very, very well. He's at the top of the charts here. He's trying to stay there tonight. He has another leveled Snotling, this Sprint Snotling. I think that's not a bad pickup on this on this team. That gives him an extra point of movement. It's basically an extra point of rush. So with 2 rushes, down by the seaside can move 7 MA. Sprint means 8 MA. I mean, that's a catcher, right? That's a human catcher. That's a lot of movement. The star of the show, of course, on this roster is Ramble On. It's the Gutter Runner, so that means MA9. He's a blodger. He has 2 heads. He has a big hand. And to add insult to injury, this is not an Edge 2 player. This is an Edge 1 player, an agility of 1+. But hey, Ava, you might be saying, 1+, what does that mean? Doesn't a 1 always fail in Blood Bowl? What it means is effectively he's giving himself an extra positive modifier. So those really, really hard dodges, which are already easy for him, made even easier. What a disgusting piece. This is, you know what? This is a star player. This should count as one of his star players. But this Underworld team is up against a bashy team with a lot of block, with a lot of guard. The Orc team is going to want to smash this team to bits, right? You can see their AV very, very brittle. 6+ on the Snotlings is absolutely no armor whatsoever. 8+ on almost everyone else is fragile as well. It's Wood Elf territory. And then the biggest armor you have is average armor. So very, El Nuffle says we're digging pretty deep into the back catalog for names by this point. Very, very fragile team. The Orcs are going to want to beat this team into the pitch, into the grass. And that means El Nuffle has a choice, right? He can either play conservatively and try to not give up the blocks, but I think what we've seen him do in the past, and I think how he's going to come out of the gate tonight, if he wins the coin toss, he definitely wants to be on offense. On defense. But either way, I think he's going to try to play the kill game. He's got a bunch of cheap players. These Snotlings we talked about, they're 2+ dodges all day long. That means he can get the 2 die blocks if he wants. That means he can put the tackle zones where he needs them to be. That means he can foul who he wants. He'll go in, he'll get 2 or 3 bribes, and he will foul all day long. Foul Town USA tonight with this team. I have no doubt in my mind. That's how he's going to try to even the playing field, is by fouling these opposing Orcs. And then it's just a matter of time. He'll just play it casual. Ramble on will have the ball on offense. He'll stay back. He will score whenever his heart decides he wants to score. The Orc team, by contrast, right? Look at all these skills. Everybody has block except for 2 players, the Troll and the Goblin. 4 players have guard. 3 players have Mighty Blow. He has a dirty player in Gotta Make You Understand, and 2 players with tackle. That'll help to negate the dodge skill of these Snotlings. He has the skill advantage, meaning his players have more skills than the opposing team does. He needs to leverage that to get the 2 die blocks, the 3 die blocks, and start removing players. He's got to remove these players if he stands a chance tonight, because El Nuffle, remember, those Snotlings have swarming. He's going to start with more than 11 players on the pitch. So Nevva really has to start removing these players ASAP, and he needs to do so in a way where he's still defending against Ramble On. Ramble On is going to be an absolute thorn in Nevvaga's side. If he can hunt down if he can hunt down Ramble On, he absolutely will. Otherwise, he's got to defend not just the entire width of the pitch, but basically every space of the pitch. Ramble On is going to be such a nightmare for this team tonight. And on top of that, the Underworld team's getting 520k. I think that means 3 bribes that'll leave him with 370k. Oh, a kind sir, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to the stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Welcome. We're just about to get tonight's game underway, game 2 of our doubleheader. I think he picks up 3 bribes. That gives him 370k left. That's 10 shy of Morgenthorg. He could go for Morg, but I think, honestly, he's probably going to pick up Vorag. Vorag comes in at 280, Strength 5, Leap, Mighty Blow. MA6 is decent, AV 10+ is great. That'll leave 90k in the bank, maybe to pick up a keg. I think that's what he goes for, but he could pull back on one of the bribes to pick up Morg if he thinks it's worth it. We'll see what he decides to do. But without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling here. We're going to get this game underway. Ramble On, the player to watch tonight. This player is such a fantastic piece on the pitch. Oh, Berserker Tempest, thank you for the bits. Very much appreciated. Thanks, sir. Don't die, Underworld. Cheering for the Underworld team. Berserker Tempest, an Underworld coach himself, had a difficult matchup up against Dwarves. That's a difficult matchup in the best of times. I think it's a pretty just grueling matchup against an Underworld team, especially an unleveled Underworld or an early TV Underworld team. But gave it a go. Had a 1-turn touchdown that was super hype. We might see it again tonight here, but on the opposite team, that the Orc team has the Troll, has a Goblin. The Troll has throw teammate. The Goblin, of course, with the right stuff, could 1-turn touchdown. All right, I'm going to head over to Discord and see if the coaches are ready to go. Looks like indeed they are. Yeah, thank you very much, kind sir. Very much appreciated, and welcome everyone. Just waiting for this game to get underway. Week 5 here in the Spike Magazine Trophy. If you're new to the league has 3 open competitions a season. the Chaos Cup, the Spike Magazine Trophy, and the Dungeon Bowl. They're open to anyone who wishes to play, whether they're veterans of the game or brand new to the game, whether they played in the Chaos Cup or not, or earlier in the season or not. Anyone can participate. Top two from, if it's a divisional competition, the top two from each division advance to a top four. And the winners and the runners-up of each competition get an invite to the final competition of the season, the Blood Bowl. It's an invitational where they duke it out in a single elimination tournament to declare the season champion. Kind sir, thank you so much. And again, thank you for the raid, and good luck, and I hope they're not being too rowdy. Here we go, we're about to get this game underway. Both teams really want to win this week to stay at the top of the standings, to stay near that top 2 spot. It's going to get more and more important as these weeks continue. 9 weeks in this competition. We're in week number 5. Clear skies for tonight's game. I imagine it's going to be a dirty, dirty game tonight. Lots of fouling, but we'll see what happens. 6 fan factor apiece. The kickoff events are going to be up to Nuffle. Remember that Nevva has 1 assistant coach and has 1 cheerleader as well. That'll help them on the brilliant coaching and cheering fans results. He took a Hackflem Scuttle Spike instead. All right. Looking to be a scoring machine. Here's the coin toss. Nevva won the coin toss. They're probably going to be on defense to start. Indeed, they are. So picked up a wizard. Has a wandering apothecary. So that's 2 apothecaries he gets to use as well. Looks like he picked up some kegs. And of course, Hackflem Scuttle Spike himself. Star player playing for Stairway to Nuffle this evening. Never got to set up their defense, excuse me. Currently have 5 on the line. That big guy, Rick Rolla Astley II. Strength 5 troll at mid-pitch in the center defensive tackle position. Pulling back a number of orcs. Gotta make you understand. The number 13 orc over on the left, wide zone, is the dirty pet player. Watch out for him. No bribes for Stairway to Nuffle, surprisingly. Old Gamer Mike says he's new, right? The last one died. The troll? Yeah. The last one died. This is Rick Astley II. All right, 5 on the line for the defense here. Screening out the pitch against this Underworld team. In the game of Blood Bowl, you must put at least 3 players in these red squares here. There are 7 squares. At least 3 have to go here. You can put a maximum of 2 in either of these 2 wide zones. Everything else is fair game. You must also field at least 11 players if you can. If you don't have 11 available, that's fine, but if you do, you must field them. Setting up the line, shifted to the left here. He's got Ramble On. There he is, the number 3 level 5 gutter runner. MA9, agility of 1+, block, dodge, 2 heads, a big hand. But still, crucially, importantly, conspicuously, has an AV of only 8+. Mark, Stairway to Heaven, Sanchez, the thrower, the injured thrower, back to receive. No kicker on the Orc team. So this ball, when it deviates, it'll deviate a D6 in a D8's direction. So it can go in any... You choose a square, let's say this one, and then you roll a D8. That'll choose a direction for the ball to deviate, and then a D6 will tell you how many spaces it deviates from there. A kicker brings that down to a D3, and can be a really important pickup later in a season. Here's the kick. Shifted very, very much to the left here on the offense. Shallow kick. It's going to be kicked to the 8. It will bounce to one space after it lands in a D8's direction. And here's that swarming roll we talked about. So Stairway to Nuffle gets to roll a D3 after the kick, and that many additional players they can put on the pitch. Can't put them on the line, can't put them in the wide zones. The only restriction, this was an errata later in the rules, is that he can only field as many swarming players. Can you believe it? There are moles under the pitch to start this game until the end of the half. All rush defs suffer a penalty of -1. All right, so rushes are basically blizzard rushes for this drive. Turn 1 now to Stairway to Nuffle. Unlike the LRB6 and the BB 2020 rule set, cheering fans and brilliant coaching work differently. In the old rule set, they both did the same thing. It's just one took your cheerleaders into consideration and one took your assistant coaches into consideration. In this version of the rules, brilliant coaching still works the same way, but cheering fans, instead of giving you an extra reroll the way brilliant coaching does, it allows you a roll on the prayers to Nuffle table, which is brand new to the game. And that has all sorts of effects by the will of Nuffle. All right, a minute 20 off the clock here with no action by Stairway to Nuffle. They do have a wizard, and that is going to change how the defense behaves. They won't, for example, want to group up real tightly in a 3x3 square because that's a target for a fireball. And if they get the ball, they're going to have to be careful because then the ball carrier is in danger of being turned into a frog with the zap spell. The way a wizard works is it's an inducement you can pick up, and somewhere in the stands is hidden a wizard. And once per game, he can cast a spell, either Fireball or Zap. Fireball affects a 3x3 grid on the pitch, and every player in that 3x3 grid will have to make an armor roll and consequent injury and casualty rolls. Whereas Zap affects a single player, and the odds are higher of zapping that player into a frog. The frog has no hands, so it can't carry the ball, and it's very, very frail, so if you block the frog, he'll be out for the rest of the game. Berserker Tempest says, the will of Nuffle, my ass. That creature has yet to give me sanctuary for a legitimate place. Stairway to Nuffle, now on the bonus clock. 2 minutes per turn. You can go over that time limit and dip into your bonus clock. You get 7 minutes, 30 seconds per game. Stairway to Nuffle, picking the ball up with Ramble on, easy peasy, decides to retreat with the ball. This is a good option for a frail team against a bashy team. And the reason for that is you don't want to give your opponent time to score, right? So if you're on offense, come back this way, engage the defense here, then with your very, very fast team against the slower team, you open up the hole, you break free, nobody can catch you, and this is a way to stall without ending up on the opposing end zone where you're taking a beating every single turn while you stall out the clock. Turn 1 for Nevva Ghana, and they're going to try to take some marks and start beating down this frail team. The problem is they still need to keep their defense intact. Ramble on with an MA of 9, 2 heads, Adge 1. He can get by most folks. 3-die blitz on down by the seaside. It's going to be a push result. all the Snotlings have sidestep. That means that El Nubarino gets to decide what space they go into, and it doesn't even need to be directly behind them. It can be any adjacent open space. Very powerful skill. Taking a number of marks, as a Bashy team does. Berserker Temp says, grab negates, wait, wrong orc team. Yeah, grab negates, negates sidestep. Had one of these players the grab skill. Black orcs have grab. That's one of their defining features. Lots of marks taken on the line, as you do. Remember that this Underworld team with Ramble on, even if they score early, they have a real threat at recovering this ball. Imagine the ball is covered in a cage, right? Let's say the ball's here, caged up. Ramble on can sneak in there, grab that ball, and run away, no problem. GLC1, welcome to the stream. Demand some death. Let's hope we can oblige you here. 2-die blitz. Gets a pal looking for a massive 10 plus, doesn't get it. Stairway to Nuffle, playing it cool. He's probably going down the line here, looking for any blocks he might be able to take. Very difficult to do with a Strength 2 player, or even these Strength 1 Snotlings. Positions to put tackle zones between the ball carrier and the opposing team. So you can see the tackle zones he's exerting here. Right? They come out this way, come out this way, but he doesn't have here. Berserker Tempest says, we used to block. Back in my day, we used to block uphill both ways in the snow. All right, Grandpa. All right, dodges away, folks off the line. Doesn't want to give up those blocks. He wants to hold this defense to just a blitz on the turn, and he's done exactly that. Well done. Turn 2 coming up for Nevva. Stand up the downed lineman off the left sideline, and they pull in to take a mark on good times, bad times. Just one blitz. It's going to be the only block left to Nevva on this turn. But they'll continue to mark these pieces. Even these Snotlings, they always have a 2+ dodge. Doesn't matter how many tackle zones they're dodging into. But even though it's 2+, you still want to take these marks. You still want to force your opponent to roll dice because they can fail. In fact, they will fail. Just like that. So most big guys in the game of Blood Bowl have some sort of negative trait or a nega trait. In this case, for the troll, it's really stupid. The troll has to roll a die before taking its action. If there is a friendly teammate who's next to the troll who can kind of poke him in the cheek and say, hey man, you got something to do, then it's a 2+ to succeed. Otherwise it's a 4+. It's a 50-50. Tried to move the troll there on the 50-50, failed to roll, and now going in on the blitz. 3-die blitz on down by the seaside will get the knockdown, but does not break armor. Just needs a 6+ on a 2d6 to break armor. Didn't get it. Berserker Devil says, I see what I've been doing wrong. I've been playing too cautiously, Bashy. Time to up it a notch. More snot infills. I think we'll see El Nugrino get very aggressive on his defense. Well, we'll see how many players he has left. All right, the Orc team continuing to mark these players as he should, continuing to press forward, but needs to have a game plan for Ramble On, and that game plan currently is Hurt Ya, the number 10 blitzer who's in the safety position. Turn 3 for Stairway to Nuffle. Just the threat of that fireball dramatically changes what the Orc team can do. They've got to make sure they're spread out enough where they're not incentivizing the fireball. If they want to score, they've got to make sure that they can do it in a way that they're not going to lose their only ball carrier near the ball. Under a minute to play for Stairway to Nuffle. Pull back Heartbreaker, the Skaven Blitzer. Pull back Black Dog, the Clan Rat. And when the levee breaks, 3 Skaven players rolling back to protect the ball carrier. Also notice that these on an Underworld team, it's a mix of Skaven and Goblins. Well, Skaven, Goblins and Snotlings and such. But the Skaven hate the Goblins. So the Skaven, they have animosity toward the Goblins. So if a Skaven player tries to give the ball to a Goblin, whether that's a handoff or a pass, they have to roll a d6. On a 1, the Skaven player says, no, yeah, you disgust me. I am not giving you this ball. Berserker Type says, at this rate, the Orcs are in a perfect position to just run the clock and keep pushing in a line formation. Yeah, the problem is, though, I mean, that gutter runner is so fast. I mean, from this point, he's on his own 18-yard line. He can not only cross the line of scrimmage, he can get all the way to the 6. Like, he just needs 2 turns from basically anywhere. And he can score. Not only that, if the defense gets too far forward, this gutter runner can just break away scot-free and nobody will be able to catch him. Speed Beaver says, yeah, but who doesn't feel that way towards goblins? You can see Chime doing a good job here. He's continuing to press forward, but he's also continuing to screen out the pitch. He knows he's got to cover all of his bases, and he's doing exactly that. On a 3 to 4 plus, no way. I mean, normally you're right, but this Edge one with big head, or 2 heads, and if he's going for the ball, he has big hand as well. He's a nightmare. To die blitz. Gets a push on the number 9 Goblin. Yeah, he's got 2 mutations on the Gutter Runner. It is a very, very good piece. It's a scary piece. All right, turn 4, back to Stairway to Nuffle. Nevva not overcommitting here. They have 2 players in the backfield. Make You Cry and Hurt You. 2 blitzers. Blitzers naturally have the block skill. Make You Cry has Mighty Blow and Guard, whereas Hurt Ya has Tackle, Tackle, negates Dodge. Getting started with a 1-die blitz. Gets a push on Gotta Make You Understand. 2 skilled players. Opens up a hole down the left sideline. Takes a mark. Behind, got to make you understand with the blitzer. A blitz is basically a block and a move all in one. You get one of them a turn. It's one of 4 once per turn actions you can take in the game. Blitz, foul, throw, and handoff are the 4 once per turn actions. So a blitz, you get to move and block all in a single turn. The block costs 1 of your points of movement. And now filling in this gap he's trying to protect. Takes a rush with Heartbreaker. Is he going to commit to the sideline here? Rushes one more time. Fails the rush. Do you think he forgot about the moles? There are moles under the pitch for this drive, and that's making these rushes a 3+ instead of a 2+. Failed the rush with Heartbreaker. That's going to be a turnover. So you can see there. Oh, it's not even for the drive, it's for the entire half. It's a -1 to rushes. 3-die block to get things started on poor Night Flight. Gets a POW out of this, just looking for a 6+. Can he get the armor break? He can indeed. Look at that uppercut. Gets a stun. Well done. SP Beaver, thank you for the bits with the emergency rush warning. Warning everyone. It's a mole warning. Not to rush unless you absolutely have to. 2-die block gets a POW here against trampled underfoot. Breaks armor again. And there's the injury. One player removed. Still doesn't have the player advantage. But first removal of the game. Exodite Troglodyte, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Loving the stream. Another injury. That's 2. That's 2 goblins, not even snotlings. 2 goblins out for the rest of the game. Berserker Tempest cheering for the orcs. Thank you for the bits. Dead Freddy, welcome to the stream. Dead Freddy says, oh, I thought that was a replay. Nope, 2 removals here. Gets a dodge push out of this, and remember the snotlings have sidestep, so Elder gets to decide where the snotlings are going to be. Another 3-die block, this time against the number 10 goblin. Takes the both down result because he has the block skill. Gets a stun. Two-die block against a black dog will be a push. It's going to push him to the sideline. Try to set up for a surf in a future turn. Oh, what's going on over here? What's going on the cheerleader cam? Is this my favorite cheerleader? Is this my favorite cheerleader? Oh, it is! What's up, Nancy? Putting in the work. Nevva on the bonus clock for the first time this game. Shifting over to the left. she is boneful. Going in for the blitz. 2-die blitz on the star player. Hack Flem, Scuttle Spike. This will be a knockdown. Thanks to the block skill, he breaks armor. Got a KO on the star player. Hack Flem knocked out. Might come back in a later drive. We shall see. Nevva trying to apply pressure while also screening out the pitch, doing a real good job with his formation here. Turn 5, second quarter begins. Stairway to Nuffle on their own 18-yard line. You can see not one, but two apothecaries on the sideline for Stairway to Nuffle. Apothecaries in the old world, they're kind of lazy. They will fix up one person per game, maybe. So Stairway to Nuffle decided to hire a wandering apothecary. He has 2 to spend for the game. El Nubrino, traditionally a very contemplative coach. He likes to plan out his turn before executing on it. Scary failed dodge there. Spent the reroll. 2+ dodge. Succeeded on the reroll, and now Ramble On gets by the defense. Is on the opposing 2-yard line in the right wide zone. 2 good dodges down by the seaside. He's going to mark say goodbye. He's the threatening number 8 blitzer at mid-pitch. Berserker Tempest, thank you for the bits. Yeah, so he just needs one turn with this gutter runner, and then he gets away scot-free. Not quite in scoring position with the gutter just yet. He can move a maximum of 11 spaces. There are 13 spaces between the line of scrimmage and the end zone. That means he's 1 space away from getting into the end zone. Stairway to Nuffle down to 5 minutes on the bonus clock. 2 good dodges to mark let you down by Darlene, the number 16 Snotling. Finally failed a dodge by number 11. But thankfully, thankfully for El Nubrino, that Snotling's going to remain on the pitch. Turn 5 for Nevva. Yeah, gotta get some distance. If he goes up to meet the gutter runner will just run by him, and you'll never be able to catch him with an MA of 6 versus MA of 9. So he's pulling the 2 safeties back to do exactly what their job is. He knows that gutter runner cannot score this turn. Might try to blitz with say goodbye. If he does, it's going to have to hope for a knockdown, because the Snotlings do have sidestep. And you can bet that Nevva will leave that Snotling base and say goodbye if he ends up being the blitzer. 2-die block gets the surf on the left sideline. Well done. Wow, another injury out of it as well. Decides to spend an apothecary on it. And the apothecary works out, no injury at all. Well done, Doogie. Holding the double skulls here. Good surf. Got the removal. It's still a removal, even if it's no longer an injury. Took a block with Givey Up, rolled into double skulls, had to spend a reroll. Never got it down to 1 reroll for the half. Gets a stun on Darlene. No blitz. He's going to take the POW instead. He gets the... Oh, it is a blitz. Okay. I was like, what's going on? It does take the blitz. Got the POW he was looking for here. And he broke armor. Great stun for Nevva. Here comes say goodbye to Mark Ramble On, the number 3 gutter runner. The ball carrier all by his lonesome. The audacity of this player. Great double rush to mark Ramblon from the rear as well. This means every single dodge by, or every single space by Ramblon is going to be a dodge, and that's 2 dodges that Ramblon's going to have to make. Great positioning here to force the opponent to roll as many dice as possible. Turn 6 or Stairway to Nuffle. They're taking their least risky actions first, doing their movements before rolling dice. It's good action order. It's 1+ to dodge. It's a 2+, but yes. Natural ones always fail in Blood Bowl, and natural 6s always succeed. But yeah, it's scary, right? So you can imagine, right? Think of like a war dancer or something, right? Where you're trying to defend, and you're like, all right, I got a guy here, and a guy here, and a guy here, and you know, a guy here, or whatever. A guy here, what are you gonna do? Well, Ramblon's just gonna go dodge, 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 dodge. I'm good. Yeah, there you go. Oh, wow, he's passing. What? Oh, this has to be a misclick. Has to be a misclick. Either a misclick, or perhaps El Numerino forgot that agility does not count for passing in this version of the rules. In the old version of the rules, in the LRB6, agility counted for passing. You would make an agility roll when you pass. In this version, the BB 2020 rules, it's 4+ for passing. Or rather, there's a passing skill, and in this case, it's 4+ on the gutter runner. Failed the pass, and now Nevva is going to go in hard on Ramblon and try to recover this ball. Turn 6. Got the POW. 8+ breaks armor on this high dollar player. Can he do it? He does! Only gets a stun, but he'll take it. Man, I have to imagine he's going to foul Ramblon. Good pickup. The ball in the hands of the defense now. Hurtya on their own Hurtya for the for Nevva on their own 10-yard line. Yeah, piling in here. Currently would have 1 assist on a foul. That brings it down to a 7+. 8+ already not a lot. Nevva with good action order here as well. Chime repositioning his players to get between the opposing players and where they want to go. They want to get back on the ball. He says, not so fast. 2-die block on Achilles' last stand. Gets double POWs here, looking for an 8+. All right, so no foul on Ramblon. Great, Whisker Fluff. Welcome to the stream. He demands death. He says, mission failed. Mission failed. Everyone dies. Gets a both standing result on the block against the number 7 Skaven thrower. And that'll be the turn. Turn 7 for Stairway to Nuffle. They have 2 turns to try to get on the board here. Ramblon stunned, meaning he will not get the action this turn. Will only get the action on turn 8. It'll cost 3 MA to stand up. That's 6 MA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2 is not enough to get into the end zone. You know what I want? I want, you know that cereal, Honey Bunches of Oats? I want that. I want a bowl of Honey Bunches of Oats. With almonds. Do they always come with almonds? I'm not sure. I think maybe that's like a special one or a separate one. Yeah, right? 50 seconds here for Stairway to Nuffle. Dodging to the one die blitz. They get a push on Hurt Ya. They have no rerolls. This is the best they can do. In lieu of scoring, they're going to have to stop the score. He's going to stay put. He can reposition the splitzer. He has one space of movement left. Moves one space to the right. So now he has a player in scoring position. Question is, can he get the ball? Good dodge by Good Times, Bad Times. Another good dodge. Three good dodges. Had a goblin dodge there. It's a 3+ instead of a 2+. Finally did a 3+ dodge and failed with when the levee breaks. And now it's turn 7 back to Nevva. Von Rue, welcome to the stream. Evening's going well. How about you, sir? And there goes the ball. Hurt Ya gonna cross the line of scrimmage and is now on the opposing 6-yard line at mid-pitch. Has a number of players to keep this ball carrier safe. We'll see what Stairway to Nuffle's plan is. The plan could be a wizard. The plan could be a YOLO uphill with a snotling. I don't know. Loose cage around the ball carrier. Taking marks on a number of players. Nevva has one reroll left for the half. Tried to projectile vomit with the troll. Projectile vomit's very similar to a chainsaw. It's not a secret weapon though. Didn't get anything out of it, but got something out of that block. Got a KO on the thrower. Three-man player advantage now for Nevva. Has marked all the remaining players save for Heartbreaker. He knows Heartbreaker is the one to score, so Heartbreaker will not be coming this way. Ramble On might be going in after the ball. We'll see. Still be an uphill block, but Ramble On has the block skill. All right, we'll see if he's using the fireball. He's not using the fireball here on the final turn of the first half. Very solid offense by Stairway to Nuffle until the unfortunate pass, which I think was an error, a misclick, and unfortunately lost the ball there. But they're certainly not out of this game yet. If they can hold and prevent Nevva from scoring, they'll at least sigh a little bit of relief and try to get their KOs back and reset for the second half. Two-die blitz and a double skulls, that's not going to do it. That's a turnover, and now, final turn of the first half coming up. Nevva trying to score here. We'll see if they can make it happen. They have a reroll. Gonna hand off to Give Ya Up. Failed the animosity roll, re-rolled it into success. And now Givey Up's gonna score. Nevva gonna take a 1-0 lead. Well done by this orc. Oh, he's rolling dice first! I am so scared! He has no rerolls left. Gets a KO out of it though. We'll see if it sticks. Oh, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Oh, man. Oh, boy, he did it. All right. All right, he's still alive. And now he's going for the blitz. 3-die blitz. Got the POW on Night Flight. Has Mighty Blow. This is effectively a 5+. If he doesn't need it on the armor roll, he'll get it on the injury roll. He got it. He got it on the armor roll. Now he's going to score. Well done by Chime. Well-deserved score. Hey! Oh, the hardest working cheering duo in the league. Look at that. Bravo! Oh, they're not done. My apologies. Hey! Good TD here. Rolling dice. Gets the score. Failed the animosity roll. We talked about the animosity on the Underworld team, but the Orc team has it as well. They kind of hate each other. the big and blockers hate each other. And now Nevva gonna to set up on offense. They're in the lead 1-0. They'll have a one-man player advantage for this second half of the game. Stairway to Nuffle will have no snotlings to bring onto the pitch due to the swarming skill. Yeah, old Hero Mike says, wow, KO not woke up. Yeah, big loss here for Stairway to Nuffle. 3 of those KOs, all those KOs just hanging out in the KO box. This is going to be a real tough drive for this Underworld team. They were down their big guy going into this. The Hackflem, the star player, will be out as well. And they're going to start with just 10 players on the pitch, all of which are very fragile pieces. Gamer Mike says, wonder if they're faking it. They don't want to go up against these orcs. They saw what happens. Look at their friends here. Look at trampled underfoot. He was trampled underfoot. 3-man line for this Underworld team. Nevva game plan here is to stall this out till turn 16. He's in pretty good shape right now. Still has to watch out for that wizard. That wizard's going to play a key role here for Stairway to Nuffle if they're going to pull out a draw or even a victory tonight. Should be noted that the mole infestation on the pitch has been taken care of. There are no more moles on the pitch, so all rushes will be back to a 2+. 2 back to receive, both Orc linemen. Hurty in the halfback position, the blitzer. 8 players on the line, 2 wide, either wide zone. Here's the kick. Stairway to Nuffle without a kicker. Wow. They're going to kick it to the 10. It'll bounce into 1 square, but they rolled a D3 on solid defense. So that means 6 players. That is almost the entire rest of their team. 6 players who are unmarked can reposition on this defense. I'm not so sure he wants to, but maybe he does. We'll see. Yeah, he leaves it right where it is. Turn 9 for Nevva. Ball bounces to the 12. 3 rerolls for both coaches. A wizard still hidden in the stands somewhere for Stairway to Nuffle. Nevva getting some tackle zones around that ball. 3-die block on the line. Gets a POW against Hats Off to Harper. Looking for a 5+ with Mighty Blow here. Boy, he's got it. He's got it. 2-man player advantage now for Nevva. Good removal here. Dead Freddy says, to state the obvious, it will be difficult to stop this offense. It will indeed. Hopefully, Stairway to Nuffle can make good use of that wizard at a key moment to try to get this ball back. If there's any saving grace, it's the wizard and it's Ramble On. 3-die block on 10 Years Gone. This is the right defensive end. Gets a POW here as well. Looking for a 6+ this time. Doesn't get it. 10 Years Gone. Sidesteps to keep Desertia marked. He is prone, of course. Fails the 3+ pickup here. Decides to re-roll it. Doesn't want to let it slide. Never got it down to 2 re-rolls. And they advance the ball to their own 4-yard line at mid-pitch. Keeping a loose cage around the ball. Always cognizant of the fireball threat. Stairway to Nuffle, their first turn in the second half. They are down 2 players on the pitch. Can they make something happen? Two 2+ dodges by 10 Years Gone to take a mark on the ball carrier. Every single dodge by a Snotling will be 2+. Just like that. That's 2 marks on the ball carrier now. Fail to dodge. You're going to fail one eventually. Is he going to re-roll this? Does he think he's in a good shape? He does. Wow, look at that leg. He does not re-roll it. That'll be another removal. 3-man player advantage now for Nevva. Let's see, where are they at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4-man player advantage? Is that right? 4-man player advantage for Stairway to Nuffle. They're going to get a POW on 10 Years Gone. Trying to make that a 5-man player advantage with Mighty Blow. 5+ for the armor value, or for the armor break. Otherwise, oh, couldn't get it. Roll to 4. Three-man player advantage. There's a fella hidden behind the troll here. Achilles' last stand. Three-die blitz on Darlene, It's a dodge push or a knockdown. He'll take the knockdown due to the block skill. Just won't get the free movement out of it. That is totally fine. And advances this ball to the left wide zone. The ball now on the opposing 8-yard line in the left wide zone. Old Gamer Mike says, Bashy teams seem strong in BB3. There's definitely... I don't know. I mean, there are strong Bashy teams for sure. But Underworld, I think Underworld's really good in BB3. They're just tricky. They're real tricky to play. And I think some of the old staples are really good. Like, I think Wood Elves are great. I think Skaven are absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at Ramble On here. Imagine 4 of these on a team. That's Skaven. Spending the fireball, got the knockdown on the ball carrier. Has an opportunity to get at this ball now. Got 2 knockdowns and a stun on the ball carrier after the fireball. Spent the wizard right before the turn. Nuffle provides. Let's see if he can capitalize on this. You can bet El Marino is going to take his time here, trying to figure out a way to maximize his opportunity to get at this ball. No doubt looking for a way to blitz, make you cry. I bought a very expensive toy truck trailer today. I feel somewhat irresponsible, but it's gonna be really dope. Trailer for Optimus Prime. "11 seconds on the clock." Has 4 minutes, 24 seconds on the bonus clock as well. SB Beaver says not irresponsible at all. 2+2+2+. There's the pickup. Oh, got a little too big for his britches here. Spends the reroll. Look at all those die rolls. Look at that. Take that in. My goodness. Ramble On picks the ball up on the opposing 4-yard line, but now how does he keep him safe? 1 die block on Tell a Lie is gonna be a pal here. Looks like he's gonna be relying on Blodge to keep Ramble On safe. Dead Freddy says that Gutter is a god. Yeah, he's very, very good. When I played El Marino, I think it was week 3, 50-50 dodge here. Oh, yeah, yeah. Keep it going. 2 50-50 dodges. He stays on his feet after the reroll. Wow. Kelsey once says I just threw up. Oh. Does it again? What on earth? Spends his final reroll but gets protection on the Gutter Runner. Turn 11 now for this Orc team. I played New Marino in week 3, I think it was, and I tried my best on my defense. I put something like, I think it was literally 7 rolls between him and the end zone, And he just shot through it with grace and ease. Ted Freddy says that's some elvish BS. I respect it. 3-die block on 10 years gone will be a knockdown, but he won't get the follow-up here. Oh, he's got tackle. He will get it. Well done. Really wanted to get that mark, but he has tackle. Tackle negates sidestep and gets an injury out of it. Exodite Troglodyte says, rats, 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 doing rat stuff. Indeed they are. And welcome to the stream, sir. Thanks again for the follow. I appreciate it. I love this game so much. Blitz still available. 2 marks on the ball carrier. Here comes the blitz. Rush blitz into a 3-die blitz. Got the pal he was looking for. 7+ breaks armor. Can he do it? Breaks armor. Got the injury. You can bet that apothecary is being spent right here, right now. Can he save him? Can he save him? Not this game, he can't. He absolutely cannot. Oh boy, what a big loss for this gutter runner. It's either 1 point of MA or 1 point of AV. Wow. Real big injury here. Boy, El Nubarino, the office, the team office is probably having an emergency meeting deciding whether to fire that player or not. Von Roo, thank you for the bits. Breaks armor, gets a stun here. Old Gamer Mike says, so what did he go with? Oh, good question. What did he go with? He went with the smashed head, so he went with the point of AV. So he'll be down to a 7+ AV. Three-die block on Achilles' last stand. This will be a dodge push. Well, let's look at that again. My goodness. I'm sure there are people in Division A cheering Chime now. Who were dreading going up against that really significant gutter runner. Turn 11 back to Stairway to Nuffle. Lost the ball after a good recovery after the fireball. But now they're going to have a new game plan. SP Beaver says that's what I would have taken as well. He doesn't get hit too often. Yeah, I think that's the right call. Oh, just tried to casually dodge into the ball. Failed the final rush there. Or failed the final dodge, I should say. KOs himself, and that'll be a turnover. Turn 12 for Nevva now. Just 5 players, I believe, on the pitch. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just 5 players left on the pitch for Stairway to Nuffle. So a 6-man player advantage for Nevva. But even despite that, El Numerino putting in the work every single turn. Good free recovery of the ball here by Say Goodbye, the injured blitzer. And that ball's going to move back to the opposing 4-yard line. Nevva now with the ball on Stairway to Nuffle's 4-yard line in the left wide zone. Nevva in the lead, currently 1-0. They have 2 rerolls left. Stairway to Nuffle has none. They spent them all on a gambit, trying to score. Almost had it, but Nevva rolled a POW against that high-dollar gutter runner and injured him permanently. Breaks armor on a goblin. That's another KO. 4 players left on the pitch here for Stairway to Nuffle. Two-die block on Heartbreaker will be a push. He'll follow up. Turn 12. Final turn of the third quarter. Stairway to Nuffle's chances looking grim in this game. Look at that sideline. Oh. 11 removals on that sideline. I mean, that's how it goes for an Underworld coach. You just gotta get used to it. Stand up blitz by the Skaven Blitzer. Tried super risky dodges, just trying to go for it. Trying to make something happen, fails the dodge, but remains on the pitch. I respect... Oh, gamer Mike, thank you for the bits. I respect the effort. Gotta be a little careful with the fragile players, but of course, El Numerino also has to be cognizant of a lot of things. Keeping your players safe. Do I need to win this game? Where am I in the standings? How many weeks are left? What will my team look like if I lose this particular player? And so on. Lots of things to figure out on a 2-minute timer, turn by turn. Oh no. Setting up for the foul on Night Flight. But first it's a POW on Night Flight, setting up for the foul on when the levy breaks. 5+ breaks armor here. If he gets a 6, he gets it on the injury roll. There it is. There it is. Yet another removal. Stairway to Nuffle down to 3 players on the pitch. There are 5 assists, 6 assists on this foul. 2+. Yeah, ref, you gotta call that. Argues the call. Did he successfully? No, he didn't. Got sent off. That'll be a turnover. 2+ on the armor break. He got it, but only got a stun out of it. SP Beaver says, has anyone ever been tabled in the league? I don't believe so. No, it's gotten close, but I don't believe so. One die block. El Numerino's gonna fight. Gets a knockdown on Eyes. I just want to tell you how Eyes feeling. That means the blitz is going to be on Heartbreaker, no doubt. There's the mark. Takes the blitz with Make You Cry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 for the blitz. 2-die blitz against this Skaven Blitzer. With Mighty Blow, yes indeed. He's got the knockdown. 8+ breaks armor. Doesn't get it rolled. Snake Eyes. Nuffle said, I've had enough. I've had enough of your antics. Oh. Going to protect the ball carrier first. Giving up some of those assists on the foul. He has 1 assist on either one of these fouls. Oh, trying to get SPP on runaround. Failed the 50-50 roll. That ball is going to scatter, or bounce, I should say, to the 20-yard line on the left sideline. It's a precarious spot for the ball because if it goes out of bounds, it's going to get thrown in, and who knows where it will get thrown in. Turn 14 for Stairway to Nuffle. El Numerino really doesn't know what to do at this point. I mean, I have no idea what to do. He says, you know what? Nope. I'm not putting anybody at risk. Turn 15 for Nevva. Might spend one more turn trying to foul, but honestly, I think he wants to get the ball in his hands first. Get that the 3 SPP for the touchdown. Doesn't need to do it on this turn, but probably wants to save a reroll for the pickup. Yes, indeed. Oh no, the ball scatters out of bounds. Oh no! That's why it was so scary. Rolled snake eyes on the ball pickup. Oh, Numerino, I believe! The crowd throws that ball in to give Stairway to Nuffle a small glimmer of hope. They have 3 players on the pitch. 2 turns left. Can they tie this ball game? Nope, sure can't. All right, turn 16 for Nevva. All right, they still have a chance to get a second TD out of this, but no rerolls remaining. It's going to be difficult. Kelsey one, thank you for the bits. The ball has been greased apparently. Final turn of this ball game, Stairway to Nuffle will not have an opportunity to score and just calls the game. That is it. 1-0. Nevva wins this one. An absolute crime on the pitch. A murder has happened today. Dead Freddy says Nuffle teases and then wrenches it away with hysterical laughter. Indeed, he does. And Nevva with that wait. There we go. Nevva with that win. It's going to advance into 4th place ahead of Stairway to Nuffle. They now have a record of 2-1-2. Still a hotly contended division, and you know, everyone's in it still. So many more weeks to go. We have more teams here in Division A to play, and the teams that have already played still have 4 more weeks of games. So still going to be a very contentious Division A. And that'll do it for tonight. So 2 games today. They were a lot of fun. Our next game is going to be Thursday, May 2nd at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4. That's going to be White Skull Windbreakers versus Rodentia. Current league champion Doug the Minotaur versus newcomer Spire. That's Orcs versus Skaven. That'll be a fun one to watch as well. That's this Thursday at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then this Friday, May 3rd at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we have the Bone Breakers versus Mr. Yuck. That's Gale She 1 versus Venger. And that is going to be Black Orcs versus Nurgle. That's just a fun one to watch as well. I mean, 2 teams you don't see that often. I'm very excited to see that matchup. And then 1 game left to be scheduled this week. And when that game gets scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB, here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. How much fun is this game? This game is so much fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until Thursday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening.